guys, welcome to this week's edition of the Coffee and Hero Show, recording on the 1st of November 2022. So of course the silly season is about to be upon us. Halloween's over. Watch out for that Christmas season, Christmas decorations. Although you won't find either in this store. We like to be a neutral zone in the festive period. But just the kicking off this week's show, a couple of bits of housekeeping to take care of. First of all, we got our new loyalty cards in. Now, there's not an awful lot of difference to it, but there's a key difference. We've now raised the free issue from a maximum of £4 to a maximum of £5. So what you'll find is a lot of the DC titles are covered that way. A lot of DC titles these days tend to be the $5 mark. But it's just a way of trying to reward you guys for your continued loyalty, or continuing to come to the store. Obviously, we've had to raise prices here and there, due to outstanding conditions and nothing to do with us, unfortunately. But we always want to try and be as balanced and as fair as possible, and this is definitely a move towards that. So as I said, it'll always be a £5 issue free. The loyalty cards will still be out there. Some of you guys will have ones that have the £4 on it. We'll still verbally do it at the £5 for you. So, but as I say, we do have those new ones in, so we'll be transitioning over to those soon. The other thing is keep an eye out for these ones. So I've been coming up with ways with some of the bigger items, to demonstrate that we are willing to offer them at a lower price. Again, we're always trying to be as fair as possible pricing wise. So when it comes to things like omnibuses, deluxe hardcovers, things like that, we're not silly. We know we can't compete with Amazon, who really can. But we will always offer savings where we can. Obviously with all of our stock, you don't have to worry about it getting damaged in the post. We make sure that everything is as mint as possible. But what you'll find is I've come up with this system with RRP and then our price. I'll be redoing the omnibus section, for example. So say an omnibus is £110 RRP, but we offer it at 95. I feel sometimes if we just price it at 95, people don't know that we're trying to, extend out in the best way possible and offer savings and so on and so forth. So this is just a way of just sort of showing that, and hopefully you guys can see the work that we do to try and make sure everything is as competitively priced as possible. I mean, we also repriced all of the comic packs recently. So what you'll find with a lot of them is they essentially work out at £2 an issue. So there might be a 10 issue mini series there that's £20. We're trying to be as fair as possible. We know budgets are a little tighter than normal for everyone. We want to offer the best value possible, but make sure you guys can get your hands on this stuff and forget about the real world and escape into some fantasy ones. So yeah, just a couple of bits and pieces there. As I say, we're waiting on a shipment of CGCs coming back. They should be here sometime this week, although I'm waiting for NGC International to confirm that. They said they'd be posted on Monday, so I was hoping to be here by Wednesday, maybe Thursday, but I'm still waiting on that confirmation email. But anybody that has stuff away with us, we'll certainly let you know when it arrives. And we've also got some done for the store, so there'll be some new stock being rotated and put out for that as well. So yeah, just all general housekeeping bits and pieces there for the store. I should say as well, actually, the website's getting more and more stock added to it as well. Tons of stuff on there, £2 and below. All the website stock is on the premises, so we can organize orders straight away, and that's just www.coffeeandheroes.com. We'll also be firing out a new podcast this week. Keith and I'll be recording a previews podcast. So again, it's insane to think about 2023 already, but these will be the November previews for January 2023 releases. So again, we'll go through the books there, and you guys can let us know if there's anything you want to add and go from there. So as I say, that's general housekeeping out of the way, so we'll go on to the usual meat of the show, which is variants, my pull list, and what's new into the store this week as well. So variant-wise is some pretty cool ones here. We're going to kick things off with a brand new series this week, which is Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duo. So Greg Capullo is doing a range of variants for this, and this is the Joker variant, which we got a few extra in of there, in case you fancy that as opposed to cover A. This is actually a release from a couple of weeks ago, but I only became aware of the variant, and it's bloody beautiful. Beautiful for two reasons. The first reason being that it's Francesco Francavilla, always a good variant cover artist, but also it's a nod to Batman Year One, Batman holding the cat and everything. When the cops were racing into the building that Batman was cornered in. But yeah, this is for GCPD, The Blue Wall. Now, this is a fantastic series. First issue was so strong. Really does remind me, anyway, of Gotham Central, and that can never be a bad thing. Next up, we have these are going to be a range of ones coming out. They've announced 5 so far from what I can see. This is the Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing. So this is a 90s foil homage variant cover. It's also embossed as well as foil, so it's totally 90s. And this was an image done by Kelly Jones as well. Now these variants are a bit more expensive. We priced them at £8. I've seen them go a little bit more than that on eBay already. But again, they are more expensive variants for us to get in as well. Hence why they're a little bit pricier than a traditional variant. A couple of variants in for Star Wars The Mandalorian. So we're up to Chapter 5, The Gunslinger. So first of all, you've got concept art variants, which is a set that they've been doing the whole way through the Mandalorian comic series so far. And then we've also got this retailer incentive. This is a 1 to 25 variant. So again, just in case you're unsure, that means that for every 25 copies of cover A printed, there's one of these printed. A little bit more rare, a little bit more limited. And this one was done by Rachel Stott, so that is on sale this week as well. New Marvel series kicking off, which is Tiger Division, a new team-up book. And this is Peach Momoko, again doing her joyful work on variants. And then we finish off with this rather fetching Francesco Mattina variant for Batman 129, which is the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh. Brilliantly put together there as well. So yeah, that's variants this week. There were a couple more on top of that, but they're for pull lists or whatever. So, I try to get in variants that I think will interest people. But again, the best way to always know if we're going to have something in stock is just let us know that you're interested in it. We can, make sure we definitely get it in. So that's the variant side of things. Let's have a look at my pull list. And you will see a few variants in here as well because, you know me, I am a variant guy when it comes to certain titles. So, new in this week, we kick things off with The Walking Dead. Walking Dead Deluxe is as far as 50 issues already, so The Walking Dead Deluxe started just over 2 years ago now. Consistently coming out every 2 weeks, sometimes a third week, depending if it was like a 5-week release month. We're up as far as issue 50, and again, just loving the read through of that again. New That Texas Blood this week as well, so we're up to number 19, Chris Condon, Jacob Phillips. I bang on about this series as much as I can every time. If you're not on it, get the trades. It is a fantastic title. Cowboy noir essentially is what I would call it. But it's just absolutely brilliant. Highly, highly recommended. We're up to issue 2 now of Old Dog. So this week, of course, Declan's masterpiece. Writing, drawing, inking, colouring, covers. He does it all. Except the lettering, that's Clayton Cowles. But yeah, we're up to issue 2 of this. We've still issue 1s in stock as well. So if you fancy jumping on that, we're still doing those issue 1s at the £3 mark as well. So if you fancy giving that a go for that slightly reduced price. This is one I'm very much looking forward to, which is Behold Behemoth. So this is a brand new Boom Studios #1. Tate Bromball, who's been working on House of Slaughter recently. This just looks awesome. I remember seeing the previews pages for it. And it's just an exceptionally beautiful title, fantasy genre. Looks really, really cool. Star Wars Mandalorian, so issue 5. So I'd shown off a couple of the variants. This is the cover A, which you just gotta love. It almost looks like it's Grogu coming off, just waving to the crowd with the Mandalorian behind him. But yeah, up to issue 5 on that. A new title out this week is Secret Invasion. This is a new 5-issue mini-series. I think this will maybe tie relatively closely to the Disney Plus series coming up soon. But of course, we always go for the Scotty Young variants because I always got to get Vicky the Scotty Young variants. So, but we've got the cover A's in stock for that, and they'll be going in the racks tomorrow. Also out this week is Punisher #7. So we're continuing on with the Jason Aaron scripted dual artist Punisher series. So it's Jesus Says and Paul Azaceta. One handling flashbacks, one handling modern day. And looks like with guest appearances and crosses over with Daredevil this time. Predator #4 is this week as well. Ed Brisson continuing with this. Kev Walker on art. I must admit I haven't read any of Predator yet. I know I have 4 issues of it to read, all piled up and ready to go in the box. Hulk #10 is this week also. So Donny Cates continuing with this. Ryan Otley continuing on art, which is a good thing because, to be honest, Ryan Otley's the main thing keeping me on this title. The story, I still haven't decided if it's just genius or nonsense. Poison Ivy #6 is this week as well, which brings to an end the first story arc for Poison Ivy. So this has of course been G. Jill Wilson, Marcio Takara on art, and Jenny Frisson on variants. Jenny Frisson, one of my favourite variant artists. Speaking of favourite variant artists, Lee Bermeo this week also on The Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing. And just look at that cover, like everything, the detail of the smoke cloud in the background, the detail of Harley and Joker dancing in the foreground, stunning stuff. I'd already shown this one off, but it's worth looking at again. Phenomenal looking variant. Also out this week is Gotham City Year 1. So this is the Tom Keane series with Phil Hester, going back to the roots of Gotham. And I thought the first issue was great of this, so issue 2 this week. I think we've still 1 or 2 of the issue 1s left. So again, if you fancy jumping on that as a new title, we should have issues 1 and 2 in stock. New Batman this week, so Chip Zdarsky, Jorge Jimenez, Toma Murray on colours. And of course, we're up to issue 129 now, continuing the Failsafe story arc. And then I'd already shown off the Joker one. I'm a Batman guy, I had a Joker all day, every day of the week. So Batman and the Joker Daily Duo, I've went for the Batman variant cover by Greg Capullo because there are a few better who do Batman than Capullo. So that is my pull list for the week. Of course, there's other stuff beyond that that's not, on my list. Things like Star Wars main titles out this week. Things like Star Wars Bounty Hunters. There's definitely titles in there that I'm not on. That's just everything that I'm on. So that's my pull list. That is variants. That is housekeeping. I'll run to what's in this week. So a good range of stuff this week. Trade paperbacks, hardcovers, nice big omnibus in there as well. We'll kick things off with Batgirls, which is the Team Up Batgirl book. This has been written by Becky Cloonan, Michael W. Conrad, Jorge Chrono on art. Always a good thing. And this collects together the first 6 issues, but also the little prologue that came in 3 issues of Batman as well. So a thicker trade than normal. That is out this week. We've got the 2nd volume of A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, an exceptionally grimy, dirty, gory revenge book from Rick Remender and art by Andre Lima Arroyo as well. And that is just 2 volumes. We've got volume 1s over there. It was an 11-issue miniseries, very, very good stuff. I read the singles, and then that's the concluding chapter, if you will. Next up, we have X-Men Red, volume 1. So Al Ewing has been kicking off X-Men Red, another X title. Are there too many X titles? I'll leave that up to you. But this collects X-Men Red numbers 1 to 5, so that is out this week. We also have another Star Wars graphic in this week, Halcyon Legacy. This is by Ethan Sachs, Will Sliney on art. And this, I believe, was a 5-issue miniseries, yes indeed, premiering this week. A book that I absolutely love, this is Eat the Rich. This is from Sarah Gailey with Pius Back on art. This was all about a woman going with her boyfriend to go and spend the sort of summer with her parents. And her parents are very rich. She feels a little bit ill-prepared and out of place, but she had no idea that they were all cannibals. And it goes from there. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Get Out, except much, much better, because Get Out is an overrated movie. Don't at me. Next up, volume-wise, we've got volume 1 and volume 2 back in stock of Berserker. So this, of course, is the Keanu Reeves co-scripted with Matt Kint, Ron Garney on art, about the immortal super soldier. And this covers the first 8 issues, and it's going to be a 12-issue miniseries, so there will be 1 more volume to come after that. Next up, continuing to pad out the Epic Collections, we've got another Epic Collection for Daredevil. This is volume 12. This covers 1986 to 1988, and Daredevil 234 to 252. So you've got the likes of Ann Nocenti working here, Steve Ditko, John Romita Jr., golden period in Daredevil history right there. We have Spider-Man 2099 Exodus. This was a 5-issue miniseries, but I think it also had an Alpha and an Omega issue, so 7 issues in total, and written by Steve Orlando and a couple of the guest artists in that one. So that's the complete volume all in one. We've got the 2nd volume of the Al Ewing Ram V Venom run. I know this run isn't for everybody. It's certainly after the sort of all-out action blockbuster vibe of Venom with Donny Cates, but I think this has been really, really good, and it's been a slow build, but it's really hitting its stride now. And that's volume 2. That covers issues 6 to 10. We have a new volume in of Mighty Morphin. This is volume 5. This covers issues 17 to 20. We've been getting more and more of the Mighty Morphin and the Power Rangers volumes in from Boom, which all leads up to the 2 titles amalgamating together. Back in stock this week, because we just keep running out of it, Something's Killing the Children are up as far as volume 5. So this covers issues 21 to 25, which is the most up-to-date you can be. Issue 26 hasn't landed yet for those on single issues. Also back in stock this week is Gideon Falls. I grabbed a few of the volume 1s of this. A fantastic horror fantasy science fiction title. This will blow your mind. Some of the best art around, Andres Sorrentino and Jeff Lemire on writing duties for that. You have no excuse anymore to ignore me. This is the most underrated DC title, Task Force Said. It's by Matthew Rosenberg, Eddie Barrows on art. This is all about a bunch of villains being resurrected, put together as a task force in the same way that you would with the Suicide Squad, and having Red Hood lead them. This is fantastic stuff. So this hardcover collects the first 6 issues. It's a 12-issue maxi, but it also collects some of the short stories from Detective Comics 1041 through to 1043 as well. There's also some artist sketches and bits and pieces. Get on this. Tell everyone how good this is. A Reckless book back in stock as well. We sold out of this day one as soon as it came in before, and then Diamond were out of stock, but back in stock, which is good to see. This is the 5th book in the Reckless series from Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. Genuinely top tier comics. Little Spider-Gwen volume here. So this is collecting some of the 2015 stuff, which is by Jason Latour and Robbie Rodriguez. This covers issues 24 to 34. Slightly smaller format. Again, aimed at maybe younger readers, which is good to see. And again, plenty in there with that 10-issue run. One of the most important comics of all time, and also one of the best and most powerful. This is The Complete Mouse from Art Spiegelman. This was all about the experiences of Jews during the Holocaust. This is powerful, powerful stuff. It's a hard read at times, obviously based on a lot of historical fact. They try to soften it by the main characters being animals as opposed to humans, but you can never get away from the fact that it's one of the worst atrocities in human history. A tough read, but it also won the Pulitzer Prize. Like, it's a very powerful read. Batman Shadow War is this week. So this was the crossover event that Joshua Williamson wrote while on Batman. So this contained issues from Batman, Deathstroke Inc., Robin, and then also some Warzone and Alpha Omega issues as well. Lovely hardcover, nice and thick, plenty of good story to that. We got all 3 volumes in of the June House of Atreides. These are rather nice hardcovers that Boom Studios have put together. As I say, 4 issues in each, 1 to 4, 5 to 8, 9 to 12. Same artist the whole way through, Dev Pramanik, who did the art on Randy's Paradiso as well. The only thing that annoys me about it, and I have to point it out because it really annoys me, look at those spines. The first 2 are perfect. And then why is the last one bigger? And the numbers are bigger. And the booms, why? Kind of stuff that drives us insane as comic fans. Daredevil, Chip Zdarsky, hardcover, volume 3. This is subtitled To Heaven Through Hell. Marco Cicchetto mostly on this, but Mike Hawthorne did some fill-in art as well. This collects Daredevil 21 to 30, but also the Daredevil annual #1 as well. These hardcovers become like rocking horse poo after a while. Very hard to find, and they're just very definitive, expanded artwork as well, which is great to see. And then one last one to finish off with is the Avengers versus X-Men Omnibus. Oh, that's a big heavy one. Look at the size of that. So this was a Marvel event from a number of years ago. And this is so complete. It's unreal. It's so thorough with everything that came out there. So Avengers versus X-Men was a 13-issue miniseries. That's in here. The spin-offs of AVX Versus 1 to 6 are in here. Avengers versus X-Men Infinite 1, 6, and 10. Avengers Academy issues, Secret Avengers issues, Avengers issues, New Avengers issues, X-Men Legacy, Wolverine and the X-Men, AVX Consequences, Uncanny X-Men, A-Babies versus X-Babies, and material from Point One. This had such a murderer's row of great talent working on it. You had Matt Fraction working on it, you had John Romita Jr. working on it. You had all manner of great guys, and this is one of the first ever Marvel events I get into. Back when I first started collecting single issues, it was this and Fear Itself were the first 2 I seem to remember. But yeah, you want the most definitive version of it all, and try not to track down those pesky single volumes and put it all together yourself. Big Omnibus is the way to go. So that is going on to the racks tomorrow as well. So that is it from me. That is primarily all the releases coming out for November 2nd, 2022. My pull list, variants, bits and pieces, all the rest. So tons in. There's more stuff due this week as well. I've got 2 other deliveries coming from a couple of other different companies. A little bit more merch, for example. We're getting the top up on the New Japan Wrestling figures because they've been selling really well. All manner of stuff. But yeah, we're going to be making sure that this store is packed to the gills coming up to Christmas. I should also remind you as well, if you're thinking of the gift giving season, you know, we do gift vouchers as well, just in case you're not sure what to get someone for that comic fan in your life. And then they can always come down after Christmas and I can take them through what we have and hopefully recommend a few things. So, but anyway, as ever, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it proves useful. And I look forward to seeing you in the store the rest of this week. So take it easy.